Sugar Sean O'Malley and Alexandre Pantoja in the bantamweight division. Now, Pantoja was asked, would you move up to the bantamweight division and take on Sugar Sean O'Malley? And he was like, for sure. I don't like this guy. This guy talks a lot. I don't like Sugar Sean O'Malley. We did some sparring many, many years ago. And I submitted him in the sparring. And Sean O'Malley recorded that sparring, but he didn't send me the sparring because he knows he did not do good in that sparring. That is what Alexandre Pantoja was saying, that Sean O'Malley didn't want to show him the sparring because allegedly Pantoja is saying O'Malley did not do good in that sparring. But Sean O'Malley claps right back with a response saying, no, what are you talking about, man? This was many, many years ago when you were just making your UFC debut. I was really, really young. I was smoking. I was coming in. I was gassed out. I was all of this. I mean, O'Malley was making some excuses, but it was very early on in O'Malley's career. Nowhere near as good as he is in this current day and age. And Sugar Sean O'Malley did say he knocked out Alexandre Pantoja in round number 1. He got gassed out later on, and Henry Cejudo and Pantoja were saying, no, let's keep sparring, let's keep going, let's go to round 2, let's go to round 3. And then from there, I mean, O'Malley kind of put it all on him in round 1, trying to get that finish, knocked out Alexandre Pantoja, and then Pantoja ended up submitting Sugar Sean O'Malley in round number 3. Now, that is what Sean O'Malley is saying. He's saying he knocked him out round 1, then got submitted in round 3 because he was gassed out going for the finish. Where, I mean, Pantoja's not talking about the knockout. He's just saying, oh, you're not going to release the sparring because I submitted you. Just not talking about the knockout. So, what does this mean? They're trash talking a little bit. They're talking about sparring. I love to see the sparring get released. I'd absolutely love to see it. But I highly doubt we'll ever get to see it, you know? But what do you guys think? O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling just happened, and Aljamain Sterling is on a pretty equal playing field in terms of pound-for-pound grappling as Alexandre Pantoja. They're both really, really good on the ground, but obviously Pantoja's a lot smaller, so if O'Malley's able to defend Aljamain Sterling's takedowns, he should be able to defend Alexandre Pantoja's takedowns, considering they have similar styles with their takedowns, looking to get the back and work for that rear naked choke submission. That's how Aljamain gets a lot of his submission wins. That's how Pantoja gets a lot of his submission wins. And Pantoja's a good striker as well, just like Aljamain Sterling was, but obviously if they were to fight, and if O'Malley's defending those takedowns, he could defend these ones, make this one a striking match. Obviously, in my opinion, I'd have to go Sugar Sean O'Malley to win either by a round 2 TKO like he did with Sterling, or to win that unanimous decision. Because, I mean, a guy like Alexandre Pantoja, I don't even remember a time the man has been knocked out. I don't remember a time this man is tapped out. I don't remember a time this man has gone to sleep. I don't remember when Alexandre Pantoja has ever been finished. So, if the fight were to ever happen, I do believe Sugar Sean O'Malley would not actually be able to finish him. I think this would be a very intriguing matchup, but I highly doubt it ever happens. Let's check the UFC rankings just for context. It's not going to happen. I know it could. Pantoja has already beaten the number 1 guy in Brandon Moreno 3 times. Amir Albazi is there. He'll probably fight him eventually. Kai Kara France coming off the loss. Brendan Royval, he's already beaten, but they'll probably do that fight. Nicolau coming off a loss. He's already beaten Alex Perez. Schnell coming off a loss. There's Mukayev coming up. But let's just say he beats Brandon Royval, UFC 296. He beats Amir Albazi at some March or April pay-per-view next year. Maybe Sean O'Malley beats Marlon Vera, beats Corey Sandhagen, beats Marab. All of that would have to happen for them to be like, all right, maybe now we don't got enough guys for Sean O'Malley, then we'll pull up Alexandre Pantoja. But that means Pantoja needs to keep on winning, and Sean O'Malley needs to kind of clear the division, which is going to be very, very hard to do because, well, he's got a lot of killers waiting for him. He's got the Marlon Vera fight, most likely going to happen next. Then he's probably going to have Corey Sandhagen or Merab Dvalishvili, and then Henry Cejudo is going to want to smack at him, and then Umar Nurmagomedov is going to be coming up the ranking. So, personally, I highly doubt the fight ever happens, but Because there's just so many contenders and up-and-comers for Sean O'Malley to fight, not to mention he probably loses one of those eventually, not to mention Pantoja probably loses one of those eventually, so I highly doubt it happens, but if it does, what do y'all think? Does O'Malley get the knockout? Does it go to a decision, or does Alexandre Pantoja become the double champ? Put your thoughts down below.